Good morning, students. Hello, this is Srimati C. Rama Devi, School Assistant Physical Science, working in ZPHS Paitambarpet, Abdullapur Met Mandal, Rangareddy District. This is for the class 9 students, part 3, lesson number 3, laws of motion. Today we are going to learn Newton's third law of motion with some examples and one lab activity. Okay? Now here we see some clips, isn't it, students? What do we observe here? Birds flying, some fishes are swimming, one person is swimming in the pool, another person who is walking on the ground. Here I ask you some interesting questions. How the bird is able to fly in the sky? How a person is swimming in the water? How the fishes are swimming in the water? How this man is able to walk on the ground. To answer these questions, we'll go deep into the subject. Right, students? Okay. See here, the bird is pushing the air downwards with its wings. So what happens? Air is also pushing the bird in the opposite direction. Hence, the bird is flying high, isn't it? Now, when the birds fly, they push the air downwards with their wings, and the air pushes back the bird in the opposite upward direction. So, when the force applied by the wings of the bird on air and an opposite force is applied by the air on wings, those two forces are equal in magnitude and opposite in direction. So the air is going downwards and the bird is going upwards. So when the bird is pushing the air downwards with with their wings, that is called actional force. And when the air pushing back the bird in the upward direction, that is called the reaction force. When these two forces are equal, but they are in the opposite direction, right? Now here we see that some fishes are swimming in the water. How they are able to swim? When a fish swims in the water, the fish pushes the water back and the water pushes the fish with equal force but in the opposite direction. Isn't it? The force applied by the water makes the fish to move forward. Now here we are seeing that a person is swimming here. See, with his hands he is pushing the water back so that the water is pushing him front, isn't it? Here the action force, when he is pulling the water, pushing the water back, that is called the action force. Now what is the reaction here? Water exerting a force on the swimmer to move forward. So swimmer pushes the water in the backward direction, that is called the action force. Now water exerts a force on the swimmer, which is called the reaction force. They are equal in magnitude but opposite in direction. Now here we see a person is walking on the ground. When a man pushes his foot against the ground backwards by a force F, which is called the actional force, the ground is also exerting an equal and opposite force R, which is a reactional force on his foot. Now we see that a man is, while walking, he exerts a force on the ground. Similarly, what is happening? The force is also exerted by the ground on his foot, which is a reactional force, which makes the man to move forward. This is called the action and reaction pair. Right, students? with these observations and with these um, applications, Newton's third law of motion is stated as when an object exerts a force on another object, the second object also exerts a force on the first one, which is equal in magnitude but opposite in direction. Now, this is the arrow mark showing here. The two objects are here, which is exerting a force on the another object. Then the second object also exerts a force on the first one, which is equal in force or the magnitude, but the directions are opposite. Now here we are seeing an activity, that pulling of two spring balances. We have taken two spring balances of the readings, 2 newtons on the first balance and 4 newtons on the second balance. Now we are not at all applying any force on this. Therefore, F1 is showing 0 newtons and F2 is showing 0 newtons there. Now, the ring of the spring, first spring, is attached to the hook fixed to the table, and then the hook of the another spring balance is attached to the hook of the spring balance first one. Now the ring of the spring balance is pulled. Okay, now when they are free, we see that the forces are 0 newtons. Now we are trying to pull it now. We find that both the balances show the same reading. See in this. Okay, the first spring showing 1.5 newtons, and in the second spring also showing the 1.5 newtons. The readings are same. Balance 2 pulls balance 1, due to which we get some reading in the balance 1. The same reading is seen in the balance 2 because balance 1 also pulls the balance 2 by the same force. The pull on the first spring by the second spring is called actional force, and the pull on the spring 2 by the spring 1 is the reaction force. So, in the next picture we see that the force on the first spring is 5 newtons. Similarly, the force on the second spring is also 5 newtons. We are pulling with the 5 Newton force. Then the force in the first spring also showing the same reading, but in the opposite direction. So we conclude that for every action there is equal and opposite reaction. Okay. Now, what do you notice from the readings in the spring balance? Are the readings of the two spring balance same? Yes, we see that the readings are same. Are we able to make the spring balance show different readings by pulling them simultaneously in opposite directions? No, we cannot make them make the spring balance show different readings, because when we are pulling simultaneously, then the two readings in the spring balances show same readings. If we apply different magnitudes, then the readings will be different. So we conclude that for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. Right. Now, here we are saying that action and reaction in the rocket motion. So, in this example, in this rocket, we see some fuels are burnt inside the rocket, and the burnt gas at the high pressure and the temperature, they are expelled out of the rocket through the nozzle. Here we are seeing the nozzle. The gases are expelled out from the rocket. Thus, the rocket exerts a force F on the gases to expel them through the nozzle backwards. The outgoing gases exert an equal and opposite force reaction R on the rocket, due to which it moves in the forward direction. Now in the next picture we see that the rocket moves. So the gases are expelled from the rocket backside, and the rocket is being pulled in the upward direction. A rocket accelerates by expelling the gas at high velocity. The reaction force of the gas on the rocket accelerates the rocket in a direction opposite to the expelled gases. Here we are seeing that the gases are coming out of the nozzle, which is in the downward direction, and the rocket is being pushed up, which shows the upward direction. Here we can conclude that the action and the reaction pair takes place on the two different objects. Right. Now here we are seeing one more activity of the demonstration, that action and reaction in the balloon rocket. Now here in this picture we are seeing that inflate a balloon and press its neck with the fingers to prevent air escaping from it. Pass a thread through a straw and tape the balloon on the straw as shown in the figure. Now you are seeing here, isn't it? Now the air within the balloon exerts a force on the walls of the balloon equally in all directions as shown in the figure. This is balanced by the elastic forces of the balloon. Now when the balloon is tied here, the gas inside is equally, the air within the balloon is applying force on all the walls, on the walls of the balloon equally in all directions. So these forces of the balloon are elastic forces. Okay. Now we see here, hold one end of the thread and tie the other end to the branch of the tree. Now remove your fingers from the balloon's neck so as to release the air from the balloon. Now we remove your fingers from the balloon's neck so as to release the air from the balloon. What happens when you take out the finger from the balloon's neck? What happens? The air releases when you release the neck of the balloon moves in a direction opposite to that of escaping air. So the balloon moves in the forward direction, that the gases are expelled out from the balloon in the opposite direction. Now here we see a lab activity. Okay, now the aim of the lab activity here we are showing is the Newton's third law, that is to show the action and reaction forces are acting on two different objects. For that we have taken an aim here and the required materials, procedure, observation. Finally we conclude that. Okay, now what is the aim of our experiment? To show the action and reaction forces acting on the two different objects. Okay, to show this activity, what are the materials we needed? We need a retard stand, a cork cap, Bunsen burner, and the test tube. And for tying this test tube, we need a thread. Okay, so now coming to the procedure, we have taken the retard stand and a test tube, taken some water inside it, and place a cork cap at its mouth to close it. Okay. Next, now suspend the test tube horizontally with the help of the two strings of threads as shown in the figure. Now the Bunsen burner is placed down. Now it is ready to heat. Now heat the test tube with the Bunsen burner until water vaporizes and cork cap blows out. See here, The Bunsen burner is heating the test tube. Bunsen burner is heating the test tube. Now what happens after some time? The water boils and starts vaporizing. In the next picture, you see that the cork is fallen down. Now see that. Observe this movement and the direction of the test tube and rubber cork. As the rubber cork moved down, the test tube, we are seeing that is recoiled back. Okay. Now we are heating the test tube. As soon as this heat, what happens? The gases inside, the water vapor inside that, it the cork, rubber cork blows out of it, and we see the movement. The test tube recoils back while the rubber cork cap blows blows out, and we see that the action and the reaction forces are acting on the two different objects. Okay, now we conclude that Newton's first law and the second law of motion applies to a single body, but whereas the Newton's third law applies to interaction between the two different objects. Now here we are taken two different objects, that is the water, the test tube and the cork cap. One is the actional force and the other recoils back, that is the reaction force. The action reaction pair represents the forces acting on two different objects simultaneously. This is the lab activity which we have seen here. Now we take a recap of the class. Newton's third law of motion, we have stated that every object exerts a force on the other, and the other object is also applying the same force but equal in magnitude and opposite in direction. We have seen the motion of a rocket, demonstrated the pulling of two spring balances, and balloon rocket activity we have seen in this lab activity showing forces acting on two bodies. Now we are going to take a assignment. Now answer these questions, students. State Newton's third law of motion. Give two examples for Newton's third law of motion. The action and reaction forces refers to dash law. In Newton's third law, two opposing forces are known as fill in the blank. Thank you. Thank you.